Oh, what an adventure! Get lost with Google Maps. G'day everyone, how is it going? Alright, we're going to talk about in this video how we designed our perfect camper, and this one here you can see is our perfect camper for Ziggy and I. It's perfect for Ziggy and I. It might not be perfect for you, but it's our perfect camper. And it's not cheap, but it's going to be exactly what we need. Alright, so let's see where we are. So we're going to open this one here. So first of all, this all started after the dramas of our last trip, where for 2 nights in a row we had a very unafraid stalker that actually went through the camper trailer and whatnot for 2 nights in a row. We went camping. The first night we think we scared him away, we're not sure. But the second night we basically slept through it, and when we hopped up in the morning, the kitchen boxes and all that were open. Now, we don't keep anything but food in the camper trailer, so there wasn't anything of value in there for him to steal. And we don't think any food was missing, so he wasn't hungry. But like in most places in the world these days, most countries, since COVID, prices haven't gone down any. They went up during COVID and they just have not come down. They have not stabilised. People are doing it really tough right now. So what they're after is small items that are easy to steal, like small portable generators, laptop computers, and just stuff like that where they can put their hands on it and go and sell it, either cash converters or wherever, you know. So we started designing and building and having built our camper trailer, because I'm too old to do all that these days, and quite frankly I don't have the gear to bend aluminium or weld it. So first of all, we started off with our tray. So I've got a single cab Mahindra Ute, and this is the tray size. So this is the height of the headboard on the tray, 1.40 meters, and it's 2400 long. Okay, now that's the outside rails of the tray, the tie down rails, and that's the inside rails to the tray. So that is the width of the tray. That's what we started with. So from there, I then over time did a basic drawing of roughly what we wanted. Now this is not done to scale, but I do have the measurements all in there. And this was just, so when I went to the engineer, when I went to Doro at ASAP Engineering in Bunbury, I could hand him these pictures and say, this is what I want. This is the end result. This is what we're after. And you're the engineer. Make it happen. And if you need to make changes to make it happen, then make changes. I said, these are just drawings. And he took that to heart. And then we shifted on to, so this previous one is looking at the driver's side. Okay. And you can see there's no entry door on the driver's side, because you should never enter a caravan or a camper to the driver's side of your vehicle, because usually that's where all the traffic is. So the first thing we did was designed this. This was my third drawing, and you can see there's a bit more detail there. These are gull wing doors. I was talking to him today. We didn't know if we were going to have a conventional side opening door, or a gull wing door, but I was talking to him earlier today, and he said we'll probably go gull wing door for there. So that's what we're going. We're having a gull wing door, and you can see that's 1340 high, and that's quite high. So as you come up on the ladder, you just lean forward. When the rooftop, that's that green part up here, that's on hinges down here. So when that is lifted, because it's a rooftop tent, then you basically go up the steps and you're standing up inside. There's not much bending or anything like that. And it's going to be real easy to put up and put down. It'll probably only take a few minutes to do it, literally a few minutes, and you can be in bed. The biggest thing we wanted was a very comfortable double bed mattress, a true double bed mattress. And the double bed mattress is an inner spring, very comfortable. We bought it specially for this camper. So it's all designed around the bed really, because my wife and I are old and we like having a good night's sleep. Okay, let's go to the next picture. All right, so this is the very back wall. There's going to be a ladder on this as well, I'm told. I didn't draw that in, but Doro, like I said, I said, look, you know Ziggy and I. You've known us for a few years. I said, just do what you want, just make it look beautiful, make it look good, make it practical. So he's got a step up here so we can a ladder up here so we can get to these latches and all that sort of stuff. Then we've got an internal wall. Now the internal wall is this wall here, level with the mattress. So in here we've got 700. Now this is stand-up room. So we can get changed in there, all sorts of things we can do in there, okay? So that's what this internal wall is. There's also going to be all the DC switches and everything there. I'll show that in the a few shots down the track. So this is my base design for him, and he said, well, we're going to put a ladder here to make it easy to get up there. And yeah, there's a lot of work, a lot of thought. He's a really good engineer. He's Doro at ASAP Engineering in Bunbury. Now this is the floor layout roughly. Okay, so you can see the water tank there. There's the size of the lithium battery going in there. The drawer sets. And this here, now the back axle comes to here. Remember, this is a proper single cab ute. So all of the weight, except for the spare tyres, which are 70 kilos each, with tyres and rims. So there's 140 kilos directly at the end of the tray. But that's offset well and truly by the battery and whatever else we have in here. Now this is going to be underweight, so even when we pack it up, it's going to be underweight. It's light, it's going to be underweight, and it's going to be safe and secure. Now the toilet is inside, and we can get dressed inside, and the DC switches are all going to be here. Only, yeah, they're actually going to be flat with the wall. They're not going to be out like this. This is just my rough layout. This is what I do. I do a rough layout. And then as I'm putting it all together, we design it and put stuff where we want it. And then we move to the top floor or to the bed. And this is, I haven't put the toilet in here, but the toilet's just here. And then we've got all this stand-up room where we can get dressed. There's going to be just a couple of steps up to the bed. And there's the proper size of the bed there, so you can see it's a full-size double mattress, which is going to give us a lot more room than we had in the rooftop tent. Excuse me. I'll probably cut that out. All right, so, and then we move to here. Now, this is not a wiring diagram. This is groups of the stuff that's going in. So we've got the battery we've got the inverter, we've got the AC 24 volt charger, 12 amp charger, then we've got a 24 volt fuse panel, and in here we've got a DC to DC charger, 24 volt DC to 12 volt, and off that there's going to be two lots of wires coming off it, and this is an isolated DC to DC charger, which means there's an active and a negative off each set. So off the battery there's a plus and a minus, and going to the switches there's also a plus and a minus, but they're isolated because I want to charge the trailer and the car battery. This is to charge the ute battery, and this is to charge the trailer battery. So if we get a few days of really bad weather and the battery in the car's gone down a bit, we can top that up off this huge battery here. And if the battery in the trailer has gone down, we can top that up with this switch here. So that's very good. But because we also want to use this as a standalone camper, when the mood takes us, we can just take a quick trip away with just the ute and leave Ziggy's kitchen at home. Then I've got a 24 volt to 12 volt 70 amp, that's 70 amps at 12 volts, step down. Now everything's going to be on fuses. There's a 12 volt fuse blocks. This is the switching panel that's going down the back, and this is the 12 volt fuse block. Now we have this isolated, so it's going to come through a fuse, but it's also getting an on-off switch. And the DC to the DC charger, I can isolate it up here for either one, and there's circuit breakers, DC circuit breakers, to cover any shorting of the wiring. And I can, if I'm not using it, I can turn the power off to it right here. The MPPT charge controller will have a input breaker which will cover any shorts up to the roof, and this one will be on a fuse on the output side. So it's all going to be very good, very safe, very worked out. Like I say, this is a grouping diagram, not a wiring diagram. It just lets me know what parts I need to go where, what they're for, and then when I get the camper, the slide-on camper back here, then I play a little game of Tetris and put everything where it needs to be, look at the wiring layout, because all my wiring I like exposed, you all know that. I could put it behind a wall, but quite frankly, KISS. Okay, when you're doing camper trailers or caravans or stuff like that, you have to apply the KISS principle. Keep it simple, stupid. Okay, that way it's easy to spot problems, easy to fix problems. Now, some people charge directly off the alternator, and my car does that for the its auxiliary battery. It's got a big 900 cranking amp hour winch battery under the tray, and I have a projected DC to DC battery management system in that. Now, if you don't have a battery management system on your alternator, a good one, all you're going to do is burn out one alternator after the next alternator after the next alternator. Matter of fact, I know of a bloke that's going through that right now. I know what's causing it. Okay, he's got a problem with his car to battery to lithium. If you don't have the correct battery management system to charge lithium off a car alternator, that car alternator is going to be running 100% all the time until that battery's charged. And car alternators are not designed to do that, no matter how good they are. All right, so that's it, people. That's a look at the process that Ziggy and I have gone through. Now, this is just the groupings. All the switches will be over near the door, of course, but I've just got the grouping sorted out, and then when I get the camper trailer back, the camper trailer, sorry. When I get the slide-on canopy home to my place, then I will start laying everything out and start playing Tetris, see what goes where. But basically, all these switches will be over near the door. Then, yeah, and everything will just be in and wired as neatly as I can get it. So we'll just flick back through them. I mean, you can do it yourself if you just want. Just bear in mind, this isn't done to scale. This is just done so the engineer can work it out. The measurements I need on everything are here. So all my measurements are there. And he's doing a really, really good job so far. He's doing a really, really good job. There we go. All right, that's it. That's how Ziggy and I, after that terrible 2 nights, and look, Ziggy and I have been camping for a long time. We're old people, and I met Ziggy when I was 21. And we've been basically going on camping trips since then. And that's a long time ago. And this is the first trouble we've ever had camping. So that says something, you know. That says something. And it's, I don't know, whose fault is it that inflation's gone mad? Is it greed? Yeah, I think it is greed from the big companies. But I won't go into the political side of stuff. All I know is we felt very unsafe. And in doing this, it meant we could lock ourselves in, and I mean, they would need a bloody big ladder to get up here. All right, and by which time I've already closed it all down anyway. So, yeah, it's all going to be absolutely brilliant. I think that's exactly what Ziggy and I will need. All right, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I've tried to keep it simple, and I've applied the KISS rule to the wiring and to the design and to everything that's gone into it. I've tried to keep it as light as I can, put the weight where it has to be in front of the rear wheel, all except for a little bit of weight at the back here, the toilet and the spares. But look, when we're not using it, it's not going to be on the ute. So, you know, it's just as a jack-off slide-on canopy camper. It's got little jacks that you wind, legs, and when you're not using it, you put it in the shed, take it off, lock the shed up, turn the alarm on, and, you know, for the shed, and yeah, that's it. It's as safe as anything down there. Okay, keep safe, everyone. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. I can't tell you how many hours and hours and hours we've put into sorting out what electrical's going into the camper, or the position of stuff, the weight distribution once it's all put in, to make sure that, well, we won't be able to over the GVM anyway, but you've got to get the balance from side to side, right? And the balance from back to front is going to be really good as well, because you don't want your front wheels coming off the ground, or you don't want them be driving and your vehicle's leaning over to one side. You know, you want everything to be plumb is the word. And you don't want it to drive like a sponge. So there's been a lot of work, a lot of engineering into it all. And yeah, I mean, it's been absolute, the planning of it, I've really enjoyed it. Ziggy not so much, because I talk with her through points, and I'm using her as a, I don't know, a sounding board, if you like. Anyway. All right, that's it. Bye for now, everyone.